Please don't scroll, my friend. Stay for a moment and allow me to share the story of Abraham, a man who faced a challenge that seemed impossible. Imagine a man named Abram, living in a place called Ur of the Chaldees. He was married to a woman he loved dearly, Sarai. They had everything they could want: wealth, status, a good life. But there was one thing missing, one deep ache in their hearts: they had no children. Sarai was barren, and in their culture, this was a source of great sorrow and shame. The years passed, turning their hair gray and etching lines on their faces. Hope began to fade, replaced by a quiet resignation. A future without heirs seemed to be their destiny. Then, one day, something extraordinary happened. God spoke to Abram. He gave him a command that would change everything. Leave your country, your people, and your father's household and go to the land I will show you. Think about that for a second. Leave everything you know, everything comfortable and familiar, for a place you've never even seen. But with this difficult command came an incredible promise. God said, "I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you, a great nation." Abram was 75 years old, and Sarai was 65. They didn't even have one child. How could they possibly become a great nation? It sounded impossible, almost laughable. Yet Abram chose to believe. He packed up his belongings, gathered his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot, and set out on a journey into the unknown. He didn't have a map, no GPS, just a promise from God lighting his way. This was a monumental act of faith. He was stepping out of his comfort zone, leaving behind security for uncertainty, all based on a divine promise. They traveled for a long time, eventually arriving in the land of Canaan. God appeared to Abram again and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." Abram built an altar there, a physical marker of his faith and gratitude, even though the promise still felt so far away. He was living as a foreigner in a land that was supposed to belong to his descendants he didn't have. Years rolled by, 10 years, to be exact. Abram was now 85, and Sarai was 75. Still no child. The silence in their tent was deafening. Doubt must have crept in. Was the promise real? Did they hear God correctly? It's only human to question when a promise takes so long to fulfill. Sarai, in her desperation, came up with a plan. She suggested that Abram have a child with her Egyptian maidservant Hagar. This was a common custom at the time, but it wasn't God's plan. From this union, a son named Ishmael was born. Abram loved Ishmael, but God made it clear Ishmael was not the child of the promise. When Abram was 99 years old, imagined, nearly a century old, God appeared to him again. He changed his name from Abram, which means exalted father, to Abraham, meaning father of many nations. He also changed Sarai's name to Sarah, meaning princess. And then came the most staggering promise of all: "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife will have a son." When Sarah overheard this from inside the tent, she laughed. It wasn't a joyful laugh. It was a laugh of disbelief. A 90-year-old woman having a baby. It was physically impossible by every known law of nature. But God's response to her doubt is one of the most powerful questions in all of Scripture. Is anything too hard for the Lord? And just as God had promised, a year later, Sarah gave birth to a son. They named him Isaac, which means he laughs. A beautiful reminder of their initial disbelief turned into overwhelming joy. The impossible had happened. The barren man and woman held their promised child in their arms. Abraham was 100 years old. Abraham's story is not just an ancient tale. It's a powerful testament to faith, patience, and the idea that our human limitations are no match for divine promises. Thank you so much for listening. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that I hope will inspire and encourage you. See you next time.